Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so this is how long it took me to get back on this side of town. It's like 5:30 or something like that. Man, it took forever to get back on this side of town. But that's because I spent 25 to 30 minutes trying to leave the cemetery. It took forever to get up out of there, man. Without a car, that is not the place to go. And I entered on the wrong side, so I had to walk for like almost, I legitimately think I've walked a further distance than I have from now to the hotel at the cemetery when I got there. It was a further distance. It really was. It was like from here to like Target. So that was a long walk, but I got to it, found Mom. Wasn't able to find Karen's brother, Diego. Didn't have the right last name for him, so they weren't able to get back to me when I called him. I sent him an email, and he usually sent the email, at that time when I sent the email to find Mom, it took him about 20 minutes. So I let the thing charge for about 20 minutes, see if they get back to me on Diego. They didn't. So I didn't have the right last name when I called them to find out what was up. It wasn't the right last name, so I tried, Kay. I tried, but you know, it is what it is, man. Just wanted to go down there for Thanksgiving and finally see Mom for the first time since she passed. Like, I'm not the go to the cemetery type of person, but I had been everywhere else. You know what I mean? When you talk about trekking all around the city over the last month and a half, 2 months, I've been everywhere except to see Mom. So I figured, hey man, it's holiday time, probably go see her. But that's not a trip you want to take all the time. Getting to Inglewood and then back here, that's an all-day trip without a car, man. It really is all-day trip. And so I was able to spend maybe about I don't think I was at the cemetery for longer than an hour. I don't think so. I did that little video that's uploading now. All my videos took forever to upload because I've been on trains all day, but I was able to get that done. A little 8-minute video or something at the cemetery, and then got up out of there, man. So, you know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking at Mom's tombstone. I did more time looking around for Diego, believe it or not. I spent more time walking around there than I did at Mom's, because to be honest with you, it's just one of those situations for me where I didn't feel her spirit there. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like it was nothing there. It's just a plaque with her name on it. And I'm just not the sentimental guy when it comes to sitting at cemeteries, man. I'm just not that dude. I don't know what that is. I do my sentimental stuff at random, and I'll feel her like for example, in a dream or something like that. You know, where I felt her last week come to me the night after Karen had blocked me on her IG. I found myself being visited by my mom 3 different times in the same night, 3 different dreams in the same night. So that was what felt more sentimental to me than going through this process of actually going to the place where she was at. And you know, feeling nothing there, really. Feeling nothing but empty. And that's what I told her. I was like, Mom, I don't really want to go to the cemetery because it ain't gonna be like I'm sitting there crying, or like it means so much to me to be staring at a plaque. It's just, I'm just not wired for that. Some people are really sentimental when it comes to stuff like that. My spirituality works all day long, every day. So if I feel my mom, I feel her walking with me now. I tell you the truth, I didn't feel her there. I didn't feel her at all. I felt other energies though when I was walking alongside the cemetery, leading up to the cemetery. I felt all kind of energy on the street side, which was the opposite side of her, where she was at. I felt all kind of stuff when I was leading up to that cemetery. But once I got to where my mom was, man, she wasn't there. I'm telling you, she wasn't there. Her spirit was not there. And so that's one of the type of situations where it's like when you know somebody has completed their mission at home, and on earth rather, and they went to the heaven, she's not there. Like, I said a prayer and everything, and I tell you, I felt more spiritual energy in the second hotel room that I had when I first got to this place than I did at her cemetery, at her gravesite. I just didn't feel nothing. So that's really what it was, man. I just went there and it was exactly the way I thought. It wasn't very sentimental for me. But you know, I did want to play my respects and just kind of stand there and just look up at her tombstone for a while, and then walk around there and just try to pray a little bit, or just feel a little something, try to feel something. But I'm not wired like that, man. I am not wired like that. There's something weird about me that makes it so that I don't feel a whole lot of anything in a situation like that, man. So I can tell you this though, I don't want to be in the ground. I don't think I want to be cremated, but I would rather ascend up like her. And that's what I was saying in the video. I would rather ascend upwards. I'd rather be in a mausoleum, put my casket in the sky. Don't put me in the ground and cover me up with dirt. I'm just not up for that. So I wouldn't mind being buried next to her. And the thing about it is, where she was at, you probably saw, she got like she's up 6 rows. All 5 of the ones below her don't have nobody in them. So I'm like, man, I probably should try to reserve that when I get a chance. If they haven't already put somebody in it by the time I'm able to do that, I'll probably reserve one underneath her. I don't know if I want to change my mind. Maybe I get lucky and get a family going, like a wife and some kids, and then probably want to be buried with my wife. But as things are going right now, if I were to check out now, I want to be in the sky next to my mom, or up or below her, or whatever. So that's the God's honest truth, man. I know my family, they got an open plot in Fresno, and they were asking me and mom if we want to be in Fresno, and the answer was hell no. I don't know a single soul in Fresno. It's because y'all got an open plot there. Please do not put me there. I don't know anybody in Fresno. I'm far away from anywhere I've ever been. If you send my butt to Fresno, no is the answer to that. So yeah, Inglewood Park Cemetery is a little expensive. I get that. So it is what it is, man. But I can tell you that I've discovered that I do have wishes. I'm not sure exactly what those wishes are, maybe below mom or something like that, but I definitely do not want to be in the ground. I really don't like the idea of being in the ground. Dirt stuffed on top of me. It ain't my vibe. I don't know what to say. It's not my vibe. I'd much rather be in some type of mausoleum or something that could, I don't know, that ain't in the ground. So, of course, I ain't got no say so about it. But at least you see in this video me telling y'all, I don't want to be in the ground. I don't want to be burnt. Nah, that's a little too close to hell for me. So no on the cremation as well. I'm very cool on that. But it is what it is, man. I ain't looking forward to dying at all. I kind of like being here. I mean, I wanted to die about a month and a half ago when I first got over here. And I didn't know what my options were. And I thought I was going to be on the street. And I didn't have the relationship with God that I have right now. All of that has changed some things in my life. My mindset is just different, I think, in regards to handling tough times. I just feel a lot better about being close to God than I did at that time, even though I believed in him. I didn't have him as a friend, as I've been telling y'all. And so it's a lot of things that have changed in that regard. I can be in a space where I say, yeah, things suck, but I got a relationship with God, and he's proven himself a million times in the last month and a half. So for me, it's like, nah, checking out ain't really the vibe. Not without checking in with him and make sure he's done with me. And so I just have a mindset that has changed a lot in the last 3 months, and hopefully things don't get a whole lot worse. So that'll be a test. But you know, it's funny, when the Lord was telling me to be strong this morning, I did not know that I would spend my afternoon at my mom's grave. I actually didn't know I was going there until after I had gotten on the train, and I was like, where am I getting off? And then something said, why don't you go see mommy? I'm sure your mommy would be happy to see you today. I was like, I ain't doing nothing else. I didn't really want to trek all the way to Inglewood, but I remember Kay saying, you should probably go see your mom. You feel better. She really suggested it since I hadn't done it. And so I'm like, you know what? It is Thanksgiving. I think she would be very pleased with me going to see her on a holiday specifically, or her birthday or something like that. But Thanksgiving was one of the ones that we enjoyed a lot. We ate a lot together, leftovers, and had the full Thanksgiving thing. Went to other people's house, had fantastic Thanksgiving there. So I had a lot of good Thanksgiving memories. And that seemed like a very appropriate one to go see her, given the fact of the type of year I'm having. It just felt like this was the Thanksgiving to go see her. Now, granted, I'm not going on Thanksgiving Day, This is 2 days before Thanksgiving, but the same thing. Same thing. So for me, that's what it was. Just go see her on Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving. Say happy Thanksgiving. Tell her the good word, and that's that, man. I don't know when I'll go back, but at least I know how to get there. And I have some sense of where to enter, because it definitely ain't on the side I entered. Absolutely not. The other way. And even if you got your car, you driving in that thing for like a good 2 minutes. That's how long that walk is. Ain't no lights, but it's just a long road. So I was walking, and you got to go up and you go incline. It's like, whoa. The good thing was for me is I needed to use the restroom when I got there, and I used it in the mausoleum, not the mausoleum, but in the chapel before. And then I got a map from the lady at the chapel, so that helped a great deal stopping at that chapel, because if I would have had to make that walk and wouldn't have used that restroom, I don't know where I would have used it, because I didn't see no restrooms leading up to that when I was doing that walk. So the Lord sorted all of it out, man. And now I get to get home, hopefully in time to watch the Laker game. Well, of course, the game starts about an hour and a half from now, but I'll get to shower and do everything I do, get food in my system before the game. That's hopefully what I can do. So, you know what I mean? We still ain't did no looking for apartments. That's one thing I can honestly say. I'm leaning on God to show me where to go and how to go about that, to get the links and to just sit down and just make the decision to find something for myself via the GR program, which I know has options. There are options, because I saw them at the end of my first contract over here when I was scrambling, didn't know if I could get another contract, so I was stressed all the way out looking for everything I could, and ended up stumbling into stuff that was GR mental health required. I am both, so that really helps now that I know I'm in a place where I can get a spot. They got spots in Hollywood, they got spots in Long Beach, they got spots out, I think, back in Inglewood. So I don't see myself going back to Inglewood, but I definitely want to find myself a spot. I don't think I want to stay in North Hollywood, to be honest with you, even though I love the neighborhood that I'm in right now. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been post-haste to get out of here, because I really do like my little system. A Target over there, Famous Market with my Armenian bread. How am I getting my Armenian bread? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff that I'm not too thrilled about leaving here, believe it or not. I just like to settle into places, man. I'm not the guy that moves every 3 months. I don't like that. I want to be somewhere and be systematic and fall into it, a routine. And so that's kind of how it is, and having to switch up that routine every 5 minutes is that's something that I just don't prefer. So, you know, I just wanted to share that little bit of understanding that I do have what I need to get up out of there. And now I just got to take on the opportunity, spiderwebs hitting me, that is now in front of me, and I just ain't sat down to do it. I think, to be honest with you, that whole Karen thing really put a bad cloud over my desire to do certain things that should be done. Not to use it as an excuse, but it just brought me to a space where I had to overcome that, which is what it always is when she disappears for any short length of time. But when she blocked me, it made it worse. I don't know that she has or has not unblocked me. I ain't really checked. I ain't really want to see, because if she hasn't unblocked me, that just further speaks to where we're at. But I think she had good reason for it, which we mentioned many times. I don't blame her. It just didn't feel good, you know. But at the same time, I've grown a lot from not only being blocked, but for her leaving my life in this particular last couple of weeks, or a couple, whatever long it's been. I done discovered all kinds of stuff about myself. I discovered all kinds of things about that conversation that I didn't even realize was something that I needed to work on. So all the content I've made since she's been gone, even the dream I had with mom, them 3 times she came, and then the zigzag. I want to encourage everybody to go check out Zigzag and Zigzag Part 2, which are therapy sessions I made earlier today. All of that stuff would not have been in my life had she not blocked me and left my life this last couple of weeks. And so I don't know where her mindset is. I know that she was worried about the holidays and where her mind would be. Of course, my dream told me she got a whole new dude and is about to move in with him. So I don't know if I believe that or not. But, you know, my head doesn't have answers about anybody's life but my own. It ain't even my own. I don't have any answers. But I think the point is, hey, buddy, it's me. That dog actually knows me. He sees my eyes every day. He just didn't recognize my voice. But I think the point is, you know, you get to a point where you know the Lord can move great things around from circumstances that are otherwise used by the enemy to try to bring you down and bring you sad. And while that sadness is real, because the love is real on my end, so too is the reality that she had a good reason for doing what she did, and that the Lord can do a lot of great things within my confidence on myself, my dependency on him, which all of this year has been about, and ultimately teaching me new concepts of how not to be dependent on other people's energy, and how to learn to respect other people's sensitivity levels as it pertains to what's positive and negative. And one thing I would not do going forward is speak down, and I didn't think I'm speaking down, but I think the way to word it is to speak ill of somebody else's circumstances when I'm not in them and don't know those people. I didn't speak ill as it pertains to this is gonna go bad, but I did say something that she perceived as me putting negativity into the air about what she had going on in her life, which was the complete opposite of my intention. But it's not always about intention, it's about execution and words. And when you're texting with somebody and they're already irritated, which she was starting to show me she was irritated, the last thing you want to do is put something in the air that's going to make them defensive. Didn't intend to, didn't know that it would be something that would make her defensive, but I learned right away by way of that circumstance that it did. And from within that space of mind, I learned how to be more positive as I speak of other people. And there are various different things, you know, how not to speak of ill things, try to gauge the room temperature as it pertains to, is somebody trying their very best to keep something going, and maybe you speaking ill of it can make it so that it's more difficult for them to manage the moment they're in. I just read the room better. So it taught me a lot. If she didn't disappear that night, and if of course later on she blocked me because I was trying to retort to the fact that she blocked me, still speaking ill in the DMs, by the way, not as I thought it was ill, but still reaffirming the thought that, hey, this is what I think, and it is like, and it's like, that's what got your ass in the position where she wanted to leave you in the first place. You should have learned not to say those things even if you thought them. And so these are things that I just matured on over the last week and a half, and I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she taught me those lessons, because now I can take that level of sensitivity and apply it to more reasonable conversations with others, or maybe even with her if she ever wants to talk to me again. I know better than to do that. And the sad thing is that I was praying for the betterment of their circumstance. I think that's what I was trying to convey. I know that's what I was trying to convey. I just don't think it got through to her. That, look, I'm praying for you. I want this to work out. I've just seen in situations where it didn't. And that confirmation of what I seen was not well received. And I think that's okay. I didn't know that would be a problem in any way, but I absolutely learned that it was. So I won't do that to nobody else. So that's what it is, man. Happy to be back at the hotel in good vibes, here safely even though it's dark. And just a little hungry, ready to take a shower. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching.